welcome to our Malaysian Retailers Facebook group online meetup. Of course, we would like this to be, like a face-to-face meeting with all of you instead of, this. Unfortunately, circumstances don't allow it. So I think this is just the best that we can do for everybody. Mm, just to get just to get started. So this event is mainly to help our retailers in how to sell online. So as we know, a lot of businesses are moving online. So the transition could be quite tough as well. Could be quite stressful as well. So for those first time sellers, they might not know you might not know what to do, how to start. And for those who are already selling online, so hopefully this is also something that it can be of value to you as well. Something to take away that you can improve on, you can work on. Okay, so my name is Queenie, so I'll be your humble host for today. Just want to thank you all for participating in this, and thank you so much, Justin and Sam, for being our panelists for today.
No problem. No problem.
All right, so let's move on. What is our community about? All right, so the Malaysian Retailers Community was established, for our local retailers, any small to medium business owners, in order to help them learn. It's also a platform where they can share their experiences with each other as well and build meaningful relationships along the way. So we'll just run through quickly so what's going to happen today. We'll start with a round of introductions. So our participants are also encouraged to introduce yourselves as well. Then we'll move on to the main discussion, which is the main star of our events. And then we will do a wrap up and have a group photo, and then also there'll be a breakout session as well. Some rules to remember: if you want to speak, if you want to talk, you can there's a raise hand option in the chat box. It's either that, or you can just ask your questions in the chat box, and we will help you address that. So it's important as well for us to keep our video on. I mean, we're in a lockdown period, and I'm pretty sure we want some human to human connection. So we would really like to see your faces, just to know who you are. So so please just keep your video on. If you're not talking, it would be advised to mute yourself so that we will ensure there are no other interferences during the event. So for those who need language support in Mandarin or BM, feel free to ask for help when you need help understanding something in that you're not familiar with in English. We have our BM support, Vivian.
Hello.
Vivian, can you? Yeah.
Hi.
So yeah, in terms of Mandarin, I can help out with that. Oh, that's so cute. There's a thumbs up. Thank you, Sam. All right. So selamat berpuasa for those who are fasting, and give yourselves a pat on the back as well for being able to join us regardless. All right, so we will start with, so now we will move on to the icebreaker session. So Justin is from Right-Handed Communications, and he's been in the advertising and online marketing industry with 8 years of experience already. He is also the director of content. He's also a marketer and writer. His ambitions in Right-Handed Communications is to help brands reach out to audiences online. So if you have any questions, related to content, related to marketing on social media or any other online platform, he's the go-to man. And next we have Sam Khan from Beyond Infinity Consultancy. So he has more than 9 years of experience in e-commerce training, coaching, and consulting. Certified under Taobao University as well. He was also a guest lecturer for MBA classes and a featured writer for e-commerce articles as well. So his specialty would be a lot related to e-commerce strategies, how to approach your clients and all that. Okay, so next It's your turn, guys. So can we just go, with one round of an introduction? So remember, let's just keep it sweet and simple, right? It's just your name, your which retail industry you're in, and what is the name of your store. So I mean, we can just start off. Anyone who's ready. Ikwan, can you? I think you can start.
Hi, my name is Ikwan. My business is more on the hair like format, clay, and perfume. So my website is min70store.com.
All
Is it
right.
okay?
Yeah, sure. In the meantime, you can also drop in, your name and details in the chat as well.
Okay,
In
will
case
do.
of yeah. So, who wants to go next? Maybe Elise.
Yeah.
I'm here on behalf of my husband, actually. So my husband will introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Richard. Richard Ng. I'm in furniture industry, furniture retailer. Just want to get to know more about this online business.
Yeah, feel free to just drop your name and your details so we can also get in touch with you. You can also connect with everybody else. Thank you for joining us. Diane?
Hi, my name is Diane. Actually, I'm a photographer, but because of how we have kind of, in that sense, lost our jobs, I'm selling face masks.
It's all right. We need to do what we can, right?
Yeah, just have to try. So we're very new at this. I have a Lazada store. It's called My Face Masks. So,
all right. Okay. Let's just keep. So just to keep it short and simple, because we have friends who are fasting as well. So let's just stick to name, your industry, and your name store. Anything else, you can just leave it in the chat. All right. Who else is next? Desmond. Hello. Okay. Anyone else who's ready? Maybe Kevin or CBT? Hi, Kevin.
I think everyone is very shy.
Yeah, Malaysian crowd. It's okay. I mean, you guys can also put your introductions in the chat as well. It's all right. Okay.
Can you hear?
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because just now it's my option is mute, so I can't. If you guys can hear me.
Yeah. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, my name is Tay. I'm in toys industry, children toys. Of course, we are in a retail business. At the same time, we are also on the online business as well.
What's the name of your store?
Toy World.
Toy World. Wow. Yeah. I know Toy World. Thank you so much for joining us.
Right.
Okay, I think the others are pretty shy, but it's all right. You can just leave the introduction in the chat. So let's move on. All right. So the challenge. So we're gonna move on to discussing, the challenges, and these are the challenges that you guys have voted during the RSVP process, right? So I'm pretty sure you would really want to hear what our experts have to say about, your concerns and, basically your distress or frustrations when it comes to selling online. So this is challenge number 1. How can I start selling online? Right. Yeah, I think Sam, would you like to start?
Okay. Hi, everyone. I know some of you may be quite shy, but that's okay. If in any point of time you guys have any questions, right, please feel free to use the chat. All right. Introduce yourself in the chat. write your question in the chat. The panelists, me and Justin, will be answering over there, and we do our best to answer some of your questions. So the first question is, how can I start selling online? I think this initially during the MCO period, everyone is asking this same question, right? So regardless your product or either a service, right? Studies have indicated that 91% of the people actually search something online, and roughly about 82% actually purchase something online. So unless you're a business in actually looking for clients, I mean, common sense would tell us that, if you're an offline business, time to go online. And if you're already an online business who have presence, then I guess it starts to expanding your channels. So setting up an online store is definitely easy. However, identifying which platforms for your business takes a little bit of work, a little bit of research. During this period, I think is very important because everyone has limited resources, limited time. So it is important for you to research prior, so that you don't waste your resources, your time, your money. And you want to make sure that after you have identified the kind of channels that you can do your sales, and once you set it up, so then the ROI will be faster, the ROI will be much more effective, rather than putting all your resources into different pipelines that didn't work. So I would say, if you want to start selling online, identify the existing sales channels that you have, all right? And then research those sales channels, which one work for you. So it could be an e-commerce marketplace platform, right? It could be your own website. It could also be social media, etc. The most important point is research and identify which one you have the resources and time to do. I think that's my take.
Right. Yeah, I think that's really important to really know what what you need to achieve and what platform can you use in order to achieve that as well. Okay, thank you so much, Sam, for sharing. Okay, next challenge. Oh wait, before that, do we have any questions to ask about this? For those who are more familiar with BM, do you need any language support? Okay, no sound means everything's all right. Okay, so we'll move on to the next challenge. I've been sharing my products on every social media, but why am I not getting any sales? I think a lot of us, can really relate to this question, to this frustration a lot, right? So yeah, I think Sam and Justin, is there anything that you would like to start off with?
No, it's not on.
Okay, so Justin is occupied. Allow me to answer this first. No worries.
I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So the quick answer to this, right? So you can share anything you want on Facebook and Instagram, but because of the algorithm, right? The Facebook and Instagram will only pick and choose what's important for the users to show it to them, which means that just because you share it on Facebook and Instagram doesn't mean a lot of people is going to see it, even if you have a lot of likes and followers. So that's why sharing is not enough. So you have to look into advertising as well, so that you can maximize the visibility for your target audience on there. So that's long and short of it lah. Oops, Queenie, I can't hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that is true, but the algorithm sometimes can be quite difficult to work with as well.
That is true. Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Sam, is there anything that you would like to?
Sure. I think for the audience today, I will make this simple for you to understand as well. From my perspective, I would think that first you need to ask yourself, what product are you actually selling? Okay, whether is it a product or is a service? Does it fit the market during this period? So, for example, during this period, a lot of people are cooking dishes at home. Some of them are selling home gym equipment. So this is relevant. Why? Because it is this period that people are locked down. mereka semua di dalam rumah. So mestilah mereka mau semua makan, mestilah semua mau workout. Tetapi what other products that are not fit? So say for example, a self-powered generator. I mean, I'm using a very extreme example here, yeah, just to give you a understanding. So when that product currently doesn't really fit onto the market, then it's quite difficult. So if you have been sharing your product on social media just based on price, wow, special discount, jualan hebat, beli hari ni, buy one free one, you know, then you're clearly missing the point. Because imagine this, you can educate your customer about your product, right? In your opinion, you know that you have a very good product, regardless what product or service that you are in. I respect everyone here, and I believe everyone knows that the quality of your product that you're selling. Now, you have used it before, and you also know that you have the right features, hence that's why you started your business, right? But remember this, these are only in your head, right? The key point is, how can you communicate to your customers? So instead of just spamming them, you know, with price, with discount, with whatnot, clearly those strategies have time to work. But my suggestion is not during this COVID period, right? This kind of hard sell strategies is not the right fit for social media right now. Right now, this is where you have to take an alternative approach. Take a step back. Your customers are on Facebook. They are glued every day to their devices. I mean, every one of you would definitely be on Facebook, right? So during this time, there are so many messages coming in, so many people promoting products. Kalau you ialah customer, I think you also feel frustrated. Some posts you tak boleh tahan. You straight away snooze them. You straight unfollow them, all right? Because it kind of creates a very frustration within you. So similarly, customers are also in this perspective. So we put ourselves into our customers' perspective, right? Think on their perspective. If they don't want to buy now, avoid hard selling, all right? How about change your strategy, educate them about your product. Now, remember those features that you know about your product or your services, you know you have a very good product, right? Take this opportunity, educate them. Either do a live stream, do a video, demonstrate that kind of product to them. So if let's just say your product has that kind of value, right? Instead of just emphasizing on price or discount, when customers see the value that you're showing them, naturally they will be inquisitive and they will want to know more. So take on that perspective a little bit. They macam like fishing a little bit, right? Don't like keep throwing on them, oh, hard sell, hard sell, hard sell, hard sell. This period won't be make sure. However, just a short note, I think at this juncture, it is very important to keep your content or either whatever product that you're listing simple, informative, clear, and concise. Don't make it too long. All right, I think that's my take for this one.
Maybe you know, Justin or Sam, you can kind of point out you know, maybe some examples. What should they include in, let's say, for example, the social media caption, in terms of being concise, being short, simple, what elements should be in their captions?
Okay, I can take this one. Okay, first of all, I'd like to apologize to everyone because I'm actually I'm actually at the hospital trying to discharge someone right now. So I'm just speaking on my phone. So please bear with me. I'll answer as much as I can. So regarding your question, Queenie, how do you write your captions on social media? Okay, so here's the thing. People who use social media, right? Usually they have very short attention spans. I mean, that's a very blunt way to describe it, but that is true because it's so easy to just scroll to the next thing, scroll to the next post, scroll to the next picture. It's just flicking your thumb. So you only have a split second or just a few seconds to catch the attention of people scrolling on social media. So that is why your headline, the first few words they see, has to be as attractive as possible. So even if you want to describe your product a little more in your post, that is okay, that is fine, as long as the first line is about, say, 10 words, maybe 10 words give or take, and it has to be hard-hitting, impactful, as best as you can without trying to use too many caps or exclamation marks. So the key points of what you're trying to sell, try to make it concise on the first line.
Right, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean that's pretty understandable and something that you can easily implement as well. So the idea is to really just keep it short and make sure that whenever they're searching for your product, your first line has to directly answer their question. Right, I think that's something that we can really use. Thank you so much. For sharing that. So next challenge number 3. Let's see. So this is
maybe if you don't mind, humor me a little bit. I think maybe I can share 2 examples to the audience here today. Reinforcing what exactly regarding the caps line. I think Diane, right? Diane, one of our audience here, she said that she pivoted to sell masks. Right, so maybe we can take this as a real world example. At this point of time, everyone is selling masks online, right? But the reason is a lot of people are concerned regarding whether there are a lot of fake masks. So if let's say Diane, who's from the business of selling masks, one thing that she needs to know is right now people have a fear of buying a fake mask. Hence, the caption that she's going to put in the first 10 words or so is, this is how you're going to identify a fake mask. Put a product over there, all right? Ours is real and genuine. So that's just one example, right? So relate the current situation, because not every post has like that certain format. But like during this period, mask is a very sensitive item. So if Diane, you can try that kind of strategy. CV Tay, who is from Toy World, maybe I can use your business as an example, right? Maybe some of you may think that toy is kind of irrelevant during this period. Maybe. However, maybe we can put it in this context. There are a lot of parents in right now who are trapped at home with kids, and I'm not a parent, unfortunately, but I really understand that it takes a lot of time of the parents to work from home and also take care of kids, right? So say, for example, you have a new toy that can keep people entertained and is educational as well. So, your posting will be geared towards that. This is going to keep your kid, glued on for the next, going to get your kid glued on for the next 2 hours. Or either you can say, this is beneficial for your kid for 2 hours and you can safely work from home. So naturally, when parents see this, they will want to find out, is it a puzzle? Is it a new thing? Is it educational? So you have created that excitement and inquiry from them. Just some simple manner. So do a little bit of research, understand what's the behavior like right now, then target those posts to the audience you want. Just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I think it still goes back to the advice that you've given in the first challenge as well. So a lot of research, a lot of understanding who you're selling it to, right? Yeah, I think that we can move on to the next challenge now. So how do I get customers to buy more from me? So this is mostly a question about selling in bigger quantities. So yeah, Sam, Justin?
Well, I can take this one first. Well, when we talk about how do customers buy more from me, assuming that you have a variety of items, all right? I think the first most important factor is if you're already online, number 1, reevaluate your data. That means all your previous sales, take a look into the data, right? Just because everyone right now may be buying all the essential items like masks, hand sanitizers, doesn't mean that they're not going to buy anything else later. Right. At some point, people will need to buy shower gel, vitamin C, toys, right? Electrical goods because things broken down, drills because they have to do home DIY, or even toilet seats because they want to upgrade their throne. So look into your data. There must be some sort of trend that will tell you what items that are people looking for right now. And one of the best practices that you can do during this period is look at marketplace platforms that have a huge amount of customers, whatever they buy, see what's on sale, right? And see whether these products are keen towards to you. So if it's something that you can bring in, then that's how you can increase more customers to buy different variety of products from you as well. It's one way.
That's an excellent point, Sam. Let me just quickly add to that, right? So, yeah, upselling is a great strategy because then the second thing that you sell will complement what they bought first place. So yeah, usually in marketplaces, like let's say, yeah, some marketplaces will show you, oh, customers who buy this will normally also buy this. For example, I mean, simple example, people buy mobile phones will also buy a screen protector and casing. Yeah, just a very simple example. There's plenty of other things you can also complement your original sales. So you can that's how you can upsell people. If you want to get that extra sale, you can always add in a little secondary small items.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of thinking, logically, right? In this sense, what makes sense to your seller, what they need, and what can actually support, the product that they're trying to buy. Um, yeah, I think I think we have a question here. Oh, but it's about WordPress websites. Okay, I think we can answer that after. We're kind of running out of time as well. So I think we can move on to the next challenge. So, okay, what can I do for my business when no one is interested in buying my products? Okay, I think this is a really quite. I mean, to me, it seems like a really, really hard question to answer, especially in this time when everybody is more focused on, buying the essentials. So, yeah, any input from our panelists? Sam, Justin?
I can go on first. Let me share with you an example. I mean, I travel to Hong Kong from time to time, and there's this retail shop that sells, clocks and lighting. So it's very expensive clocks and lighting, yeah. So during this entire pandemic period, their front display have changed into selling essentials. And the reason is very obvious because no one is interested to buy lighting and lamps or other clocks during this period. So in order to attract more people to buy, or get them to at least come into the shop and see what other things they have, they use essential items as a bait. Number one, it's a bait. Number two, it's also how business survive. For the Malaysian context and for all of you audiences here today, I think when no one's interested in buying your products, two things you must have to look for. Number one, is your product currently fitting to the market? That means, is it something that people want to buy now? If it's not, then start looking what are the products that people looking for, and maybe you can venture into that temporarily. Okay, it's not a long-term thing, but it's a short-term strategy. Second one is back to what I mentioned in the previous challenges. Create that interest. Now, when you create that interest means you have to create a content whereby people understand your product, why they need to buy your product later on. Maybe not now, but later on. So that's how you can create interest.
Hi. Okay, let me just add to that. If there is some way that you can actually create relevance through your product by educating people, just like what you said, Sam, a certain use for your product that people don't usually know about. Yeah, then you can educate people through content, and then that's how you can create the need for your product. And but of course, this depends on the case basis. But if you're in a case where people simply are not buying this time because of this pandemic time, so then it is if it is something that the market is shifting that way, then don't fall into the trap of thinking that spending more on marketing will actually solve the problem, because it may not. So it might actually be a waste of your money. But again, depends on what you're selling. So yeah, back to your point, Sam. Yeah, you got to understand.
Okay. Hello, Justin.
Yes. Hi.
Yeah. So your voice was kind of breaking up a little bit during the when you were trying to share. maybe could you just kind of like sum it up one more time just for our participants here, like just a simple a simple sentence, basically on what your advice is in terms of this.
Okay, so sorry. I'm just gonna quickly summarize here. Create interest or a need for your product by educating people. Not just by trying to just sell them something, but educate them. And secondly, if you're selling something that people are simply not buying, then it's just market forces at play. So don't waste your marketing money trying to sell something that people won't buy.
Right. Yeah, I think that is pretty clear. Educating your customers, I think that's one really important thing that we can all do right now. If whoever is involved in business. All right. We can move on to our next question. So, a very common social media question, I would say, how to increase followers and likes on Facebook, on Instagram. I think this is more on Justin's field.
Yes, yes, I'll take this one. Okay. Yes, Queenie, if I'm breaking out, you can just tell me if my voice is breaking out. Okay. So, first of all, I like to make this clear. It is a myth that that your likes on Facebook and your follows on Instagram is a clear indication of how well you can sell your products through those platforms. Because it is highly possible that you could have 1 million likes on your Facebook page and then no one's buying from you. So I wouldn't try to spend too much effort trying to increase your likes. What you need to do instead is to get quality leads. What I mean by quality leads is that try to reach out to people who are most likely to buy from you. So, and those people, if you're talking about total numbers, it doesn't necessarily add up to hundreds and thousands of people. You don't need to have that amount of likes in order to get to reach out to people who will become your customers. So focus instead on reaching out to your target audience, who's the most likely to buy from you, who would benefit most from your products, and reach out to them. Use relevant communications, and don't worry about your number of Facebook likes. That's what I would say. Queenie, could you catch all that?
Yeah. That totally. That was very clear. Yeah. I mean, at this day and age, like anyone or everyone can just, simply buy followers or likes on their social media pages, and it doesn't help as much. Like what Justin has mentioned, quality leads is important. Knowing where your audiences are, right? In this case, yeah. Sam, do you have anything to add regarding to this challenge?
Yeah, sure. So regarding like Facebook and IG, I think everyone just need to understand that nowadays, whatever likes or whatever followers you have doesn't mean that you are too popular. Again, it comes back to content. So I would like to use Equan for example. So Equan's Instagram is Meme17 store. Yeah, and I'm taking a look at it right now. Yeah. So you sell like premium hair pomade and balm salad, right? And a couple of other products. So one thing that I realized that in your Instagram is that if these are your core products, I suppose that people will really want to see more content on how your products can actually work, right? So say for example, if I'm a guy right now, I am a guy, and and I just want to use pomade because maybe I haven't been using pomade. There must be certain benefits of pomade. And right now, during this period, everyone's having long hair, right? Actually, my hair is quite long, yeah? So pomade can help you make your hair stand and also style your hair. So imagine this, and I'm giving you a real example right here, Ikwan. A lot of people are having a lot of online calls and video calls, right? We don't necessarily have our wives or girlfriends to help us cut our hair, okay? So maybe your pomade can help in this. So instead of trying to just keep selling your product, saying that this is good, this is fantastic, now it's cheap, do a video. Do a video on this person, all right? It could be yourself in front of the mirror recording yourself using your own pomade. Within 3 minutes, how you can style your hair so that you look good in front of your online video calls. Immediately, that's you are creating value for people, right? And with this value, people associate it with your product. So you say, pomade ni bagus kalau kat online video macam Zoom call wah, saya punya hairstyle malu boleh buat macam ni tau. Tak payah panjang-panjang macam rockstar tau. Tapi pomade ni banyak bagus. So immediately you create this kind of value for your customers. And when they see that kind of value, automatically they will continue search your post because they like you. Thank you, Yuan.
Oh, that's yeah, I think that's pretty relatable as well. Yeah, I mean that's really good advice. All right, we can move on to our next challenge. So challenge number 6. How do I stand out against all my competitors selling the same products? Wow. Huh. Okay. Who would like to take this? Justin, Sam?
I think Justin is occupied for. Justin, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Okay, I can take this one. Okay. So a couple of ways where you can stand out. First is branding, and second is pricing. Unfortunately, both have their own challenges. Firstly, if you brand yourself right, if you make your product look attractive in terms of how it conveys to your audiences, right? For example, how nice your logo design is, what are the words you use, what colors you use, and things like that. If you can make people want it, the instigate desire for it. That's one way. Secondly, pricing. If people are always researching, comparing prices. How Malaysians are. If you can win the price game, then that's a good way to stand out as well, because people usually want the cheapest possible option. But I know that playing the price game is very, very difficult, and so proceed with caution. But other than this too, you can still do things very tactically. If you can put in your marketing efforts very, very tactically, zoom in into your target audiences, and just do the right promotions at the right time, with the right people on the right platform. Then you can still have some success without trying too hard to separate yourselves from the competitors. Queenie, could you catch all that?
Yes. So really just focus on, branding and pricing is something that, our sellers can, basically compete with. In this case, Sam, is there anything that you would like to add on to this as well?
Sure. Again, I would like to use the surgical mask example. When COVID was first being announced, I did a video on my Facebook as well, demonstrating the fire test, the water test, and also the filter touching test on differentiating between a genuine mask and a fake mask. So you carry. I think it's important to help customers.
Sorry, hold on, Sam. Is it? I'm not sure if it's my earphones or. Is there something just interfering with your speech? Yeah, could you just kind of start?
Is this clearer now? Okay, I'm sorry. So in the beginning of COVID, I published a surgical mask test, doing 3 types of tests: fire test, water test, and also filter test, right? The reason for this is because there are so many fake masks in the market, and I just want to educate the public. Now, regardless of what product you are actually selling, the key question that customers will always have is, someone else is selling at 60 ringgit. Why do I need to buy yours at 80 ringgit? Right? So this is a price point value, right? However, as a seller, we need to help customers to understand or help them to gauge the value. Why our product is 80 ringgit instead of 60 ringgit? It is because my 80 ringgit surgical mask, number one, is buatan Malaysia. Means that my stock didn't come from China, because initially a lot of people had a misconception that anything that comes from China bears the COVID virus, which was non-scientifically proven lah, right? But buatan Malaysia. Number two, I'm also able to ship out within 3 days to you. So meaning you buy today, you can get it almost in the next 2 days. Thirdly, if you look at my video, my masks are thicker than all the 60 ringgit masks you ever get. So by demonstrating this, you're doing a direct comparison and you're teaching people why whatever you're selling is worth that price, which is also a reason why how come branded items still stand at the price point until today, because they are able to demonstrate the value. So we as SMEs, we should learn how to demonstrate the value to our customers and let them make the decision. So that's my take on this question.
Yeah, I mean, when, in terms of combining, for example, let's say like branding and with, Sam's advice on that, if you continuously, what I can get from this is that if you continuously educate your basically your consumers, and once they're also used to the quality of your brand, knowing that it's actually worth the price, it also helps them up their branding as well. So whenever they think about the product, they would think about your brand. All right. I mean that's really good advice from the both of you guys. We have a couple of questions actually from our audience. Let's see. Particularly one asking about recommending any sales or marketing sites that our participants can follow. So Justin, Sam, any of you would like to just take this question?
Yilin, I don't know exactly which industry you are in, but if let's just say you want to learn how people actually do their campaigns and sales, or either you want to follow what's the format, go look into e-commerce platforms. They are the ones who are doing heavily on marketing. So maybe that's something that you can pick up. And these are very easy places that you can actually pick up. Yeah.
To add to that, also it will help in your research if you can frame your research as a specific question, and then you can just Google that question, and usually the first page will give you some pretty good results to help you there.
Right. Yeah, I think I mean there's this one website that I think a lot of businesses are also following as well. Things like maybe HubSpot as well. There's a lot of like marketing techniques that we can actually learn from there. So yeah, but I mean that platform is mostly English based. So I mean, we can also include like maybe a list as well later. If anyone has any input, you can just list it out, and we will compile it in a complete list and then post it in our Facebook group where everyone can just go in and see. We don't have a lot of time right now, and we're trying to keep things short, sweet, and simple, especially for our friends who are fasting. So I think we can just just wrap it up from here. So these are mostly the concerns of our retailers. There are other questions as well. Unfortunately, we don't have the time to address that, but we will try to address it in the group as well. So we'll continue to post stuff on the group, and if you guys have any other questions related to selling retailing online, feel free to just post it there, and we'll just try to address it from there with other fun things like content, like visuals, videos, maybe. So yeah, just put all your suggestions in there. Okay, so just to summarize everything, to wrap this discussion up. So just like to hear if there are any, anything that Sam or Justin, you would really personally just want to say, to share with the audience. Maybe just like a simple one-liner it could even be an encouragement, especially, they're having really difficult time selling in this MCO. So I think encouragement is also something that we really need.
I think many of you would have, gone through some webinars and live streams and whatnot. And I suppose most of the advices are very much relevant to everyone. This is our fourth phase of MCO, right? So once bitten, twice shy, 3 times a charm, right? So this is the 4th time. So this is me. I would like to share with every one of you is very important to have the mindset to be lean and agile and to be adaptable. Because I understand that retail business is not easy to immediately just go online. So today, what I'm sharing with all of you is to very simple steps for you to adapt, right? If it's something that you can be done within the next 2 days. So be open-minded, right? Learn and also be adaptable, because a business who wants to survive needs to adapt to the current situation. So I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sam. Justin.
Yes. Okay. Very well put, Sam. Everyone, I'd like to remind everyone that this is what we're going through now is not normal times. Even though we had our economic recession before, this one is not normal. So in the end, everyone, individuals, companies, corporations, will have to do not normal things to get by. So if you're not successful yet, don't beat yourself up too much. But keep at it. The timeless advice I will give you is if you want to think about being successful in e-commerce, the good question to ask is not how can I sell, but what do people want to buy? Then you get you closer into actually getting some real customers. So yeah, having said that, all the best to everyone. Keep learning, as Sam said, and yes, all the best.